In the Hokage's private vault, a locked drawer held a secret he was never meant to see.
This seal, it's the Hokage's personal mark. What could he be hiding?
Target, Kurogane clan. Status, eliminated. Executed by Hokage Hiroshi.
Number, this has to be a mistake. Father raised me, he wouldn't.
A tear fell onto the parchment, smearing the name of the man he called father.
He tucked me in every night, and now I know what those hands have done.
Itsuki snatched the scroll from the floor, his whole body trembling with rage.
Every "I love you, son" was a lie. Every training session, just guilt.
The vault door sealed shut, but his mind was already fixed on the Hokage.
I am going to the Hokage, and he will answer for this.
Itsuki climbed from the vault, each step dragging memories he had tried to forget. A younger Hiroshi, patient and kind, taught a small boy how to hold a kunai.
Those hands, steadying mine, were stained with my parents' blood.
Every night, for 15 years, the Hokage tucked him in with a gentle smile.
He whispered, "Good night, son," while my real father's name was on his kill list.
He remembered a crayon drawing, 2 stick figures, and the word Dad scrawled underneath.
I drew that for my clan's butcher. What kind of monster plays father so well?
The family photograph. They never gave him. Its glass shattered, like his trust.
He will answer tonight. No more running from this.
With the scroll clutched like a weapon, Itsuki strode toward the Hokage's office. Itsuki burst through the Hokage's door and slammed the blood-sealed scroll onto his desk.
Read it. Tell me the name of the man who signed this.
Hiroshi's tired eyes scanned the old mission file. When they met Itsuki's, there was no surprise.
I've been waiting 15 years for you to find that. I never hid it well.
He was waiting, like this moment was always coming. You killed my family, my father, my mother, and you raised me like a pet.
That scroll was never hidden from you. I made sure of it.
Why? Give me a reason I shouldn't run this blade through you right now.
Hiroshi's voice came low, weighted with a grief that burned colder than rage.
I can't give you a reason that will make it right, but I can show you the truth.
Hiroshi rose and pressed a hidden switch. A section of the wall slid back, revealing darkness.
A hidden room? How long has he been hiding things from me?
Everything I've found in 15 years is in here. Follow me.
Itsuki's hand drifted to his kunai. Every instinct screamed trap, but he followed.
One wrong move, and I'll end this right here. I'll end him.
The room was a maze of scrolls, photographs, and a large board covered in red string and names.
I started this the night I found you among the ashes. I never stopped.
Still covering your tracks after all these years. How pathetic.
You'll see who gave the order, Itsuki. It was never my choice.
Itsuki stepped fully inside, his eyes sweeping over a decade of hidden investigation. Hiroshi strode to a large board and pointed at a yellowed scroll pinned in its center. Prophecy of the seer. The Kurogane blood shall bring calamity. Eliminate the clan before the new moon.
A convenient prophecy. And you just happen to believe it.
Another parchment, bearing the council's seal. Execute Operation Kurogane immediately. No survivors.
He's still spinning a story. But these names, they're not just his.
I followed the order. Only afterward did I find the seer was a council puppet.
You still put the blade to my mother's throat. Those hands are yours.
Yes, and I've never washed that blood off, no matter how hard I've tried.
Itsuki's gaze swept across the board, connecting a web of council names and forged orders.
This doesn't change what he did. But it's not the whole story either. You were the Hokage. You could have refused that order. Why didn't you?
Hiroshi's head bowed, the weight of decades pressing on his shoulders like a boulder.
I was young, foolish. I believed the council's prophecy like a doctrine. By the time I found the forged letter, it was too late. Your clan was already gone.
He's a broken man. I can see it. But my parents are still dead. And nothing brings them back. You could have stopped it. Some part of you had to know it was wrong.
A long, aching silence hung between them, thick as the dust on the old scrolls.
I want to hate him, but the pain in his eyes, it cuts through my anger.
I stopped asking questions when they gave me the Hokage's hat. That silence is my greatest sin.
I can't look at you right now. I need air.
Itsuki turned and walked out, leaving Hiroshi alone among the evidence of his lifelong atonement. Itsuki wandered through the empty night streets, his footsteps echoing against the cold stone.
They expected me to just accept it, that he was a tool?
He stopped at the edge of the village, where the Kurogane memorial stood half forgotten. Kurogane Izamu, Kurogane Yuki, his parents.
Mother, father, I never got to know your faces.
The weight of his stolen history crashed into him, and he sank to his knees.
He raised me, but he's also the reason I am alone.
For the first time, Itsuki wept not for the father who betrayed him, but for the family he never had.
What do I do now? There's no simple target for this rage.
The memorial offered no answers, only silence, and the cold weight of the truth. A soft footstep behind him shattered the silence of the empty street. A hooded figure lunged for the scroll in Itsuki's hand, a blade glinting in the moonlight.
The council already sent an assassin. They move fast.
Itsuki twisted away, the blade grazing his ribs as he parried the next strike with his kunai.
I won't let them bury this truth in the dark.
A swift kick sent the scroll skidding across the ground, out of the attacker's reach.
Now I have to grab it and run.
He snatched the scroll and threw a smoke bomb, the alley erupting in thick gray fog. Itsuki ran through the winding back streets until his lungs burned, then collapsed behind a stack of crates.
That wasn't a random attack. The council is already hunting me.
Itsuki limped back to the Hokage's office, the scroll still clutched in his hand.
They know I have the file. A council agent just tried to kill me in the street.
The council will strike again before dawn. We have no more time to postpone. Tomorrow morning, I will present the evidence to the full council. You must stand with me.
Stand with the man who killed my parents. Just to take down a council, so I get to be your living proof. The Kurogane survivor, they failed to kill.
If you want justice for your clan, this is the only way. They murdered your family with a lie.
I want to scream no, but if they kill me, the truth dies with me.
Itsuki, I cannot undo what I did, but together we can expose them. Will you walk that chamber with me?
Fine, tomorrow, but don't mistake this for forgiveness. It's not.
That night, Itsuki didn't sleep. He sat on his old bed, staring at a faded photograph.
Isamu and Yuki Kurogane, my real parents. What would your voices have sounded like?
The glass was cracked, the father's face torn away, a family he never knew.
And then, this. Dad, I drew that for Hiroshi when I was 6. How do I reconcile those two people? I want to hate him completely. But if I do, the real killers, the council, go free. He's not innocent, but the council is the cancer. And I won't let them win.
Slowly, he folded the drawing and tucked it into his pocket. Not for forgiveness, for purpose.
Tomorrow, I'll stand with him, not as his son. As the last Kurogane.
When dawn broke, Itsuki was still sitting, but his gaze was fixed forward, unshaken. Justice, not forgiveness. That would be enough. Hiroshi stood by his desk, the morning light catching the sheathed blade he held toward Itsuki.
You have every right to end me. It would be simple, and the council would claim victory.
He's offering me his own life. After 15 years of lies, he'd let me end it.
If you kill me, the council wins. They'll bury the truth, and your clan's name stays a lie.
Itsuki took the blade. The weight felt heavier than any weapon he'd ever held.
My parents' blood on one edge. 15 years of bedtime stories on the other.
Slowly, he set the blade down on the desk, the clatter echoing like a final verdict.
I'll walk into that chamber with you. Not for you. For my family. For the truth.
Then we go together. Let's not keep the council waiting.
Without another word, Itsuki turned and walked toward the council chamber, Hiroshi one step behind. The grand council doors groaned open, revealing a crescent of grim elders.
Council of Elders, I come before you with evidence of a crime that has festered for 15 years.
Hokage, you overstep. This chamber does not entertain theatrics. Remove yourself and your...
Murmurs rippled through the elders, but Hiroshi planted himself like a stone.
I invoke the right of record, sealed in this village's founding charter. You will hear us.
The elders shifted uneasily. The right of record could not be refused, even by the council.
This boy is Itsuki Kurogane, the last survivor of a clan this council ordered exterminated on a fabricated prophecy.
Gasps filled the chamber. Elder Ryo's face twisted from disdain to cold fury.
Preposterous. The Kurogane were a threat, prophesied to bring ruin. You dare question the council's decree.
I have the proof. The forged letter. The puppet seer's confession. This council is guilty of mass murder.
The seer's confession. I was ordered by the council to forge the Kurogan prophecy. Signed, Kaito. Itsuki stepped forward from the shadows, his voice cutting through the chamber's murmurs.
My name is Itsuki Kurogane. I am the last survivor of the clan you erased.
The council erupted. Some elders shouted denial. Others stared in disbelief.
Treason. You would see this village burn to settle a grudge?
Justice is not a grudge. These documents prove the council's guilt beyond doubt.
The elders' eyes fell on the forged letter, bearing their own seal. Too damning to ignore.
A forgery. A desperate Hokage fabricating evidence to cover his own crimes.
Itsuki stood unflinching, the weight of his dead clan behind his single unwavering gaze. The chamber descended into chaos. The truth laid bare, but the council refused to accept it.
Guards, seize these traitors before they poison this chamber with more lies.
The chamber doors burst open as a squad of council guards rushed in, weapons drawn. But Hiroshi raised a hand, and a tide of masked Anbu loyal to the Hokage materialized from the shadows, blocking the guards. Steel met steel, as the chamber erupted into a brutal skirmish.
My sword is drawn, but am I ready to fight beside the man who stole my family? It doesn't matter now. Survive first.
A guard lunged at Hiroshi's exposed back. Itsuki's blade acted before his mind could object, cutting the attacker down. Hiroshi glanced back, a flicker of something that might have been relief in his tired eyes. Together, the Hokage and the orphan carved a path through the chaos, their movements in a deadly harmony neither had rehearsed. The council chamber became a whirlwind of blood and broken stone, the fate of the village hanging in the balance.
We didn't choose this, but we'll see it through, for the Kurogan.
Through the clash of steel, Itsuki caught a glimpse of the Hokage fighting. Every move precise, deadly.
Those same movements fell upon my clan. I memorized them from the mission report.
But now, Hiroshi deflected a blow that would have taken Itsuki's head.
He's a blade, a tool forged by the village. The council was the hand that aimed it.
Hiroshi moved with brutal efficiency, honed by years of service, not personal malice.
My parents' blood is on his hands, but the order came from those elders cowering behind us.
A switch flipped in Itsuki's chest. The rage didn't vanish, it found a new target.
Survival first. Hate can wait until we've torn down this council of lies.
In that moment, the orphan and the Hokage fought as two shinobi with a single purpose.
We end this. Then I'll decide what you deserve, Hiroshi.
As the last guard fell, the chamber sank into an uneasy stillness. Elder Ryo was pinned by two Anbu.
Ryo, you will speak the truth now. By the ancient seal of the Hokage, I compel it.
Hiroshi pressed his palm to Ryo's forehead, and a glowing seal burned into the elder's skin.
The prophecy. The Kurogan threat. It was all a fabrication. We ordered the massacre to consolidate power.
There it is. The words that sentenced my family, falling from the serpent's own mouth.
Gasps rippled through the remaining elders. Some looked away in shame. Others stared in horror.
We used the Hokage as our blade. He was nothing but a tool of the council.
A tool. Even now, they refuse to see their own guilt.
The chamber stood frozen, the weight of a 15-year lie shattering in a single breath. Elder Rio and his followers were dragged from the council hall in chains. Word spread through the village like a firestorm.
15 years ago, I was made a weapon. Today, the truth is laid bare.
His voice carried across the crowd, unwavering.
He's telling them everything. No excuses. Just the raw truth.
The council fabricated a prophecy. They ordered the Kurogan massacre. I was their blade.
Gasps and cries erupted. Some shouted in anger. Others wept openly.
They're finally hearing it. The village will never be the same.
Hiroshi bowed deeply, his back bent under 15 years of silent atonement. The village stood torn between fury and sorrow. The unity of the village shattered and remade in a single morning.
Justice started here. But it won't end with a single confession. Not for me.
In the days that followed, the village tore itself apart with whispers. Hiroshi the hero, Hiroshi the butcher. Itsuki walked among them, a living question no one dared answer.
They stare at me like a martyr or an accusation. I am neither. I am just the last Kurogan.
The news spread beyond the village walls, but inside, the wounds festered. Some called for Hiroshi's head, others demanded his redemption. Itsuki left the noise behind and found himself once more at the Kurogane Memorial, the stone cold and silent.
The truth is out, Mother, Father, but I still don't know what to feel. It's all too tangled. Hiroshi gave me a childhood. He also ended yours. Two truths that refuse to reconcile.
Slowly, he laid a bundle of white flowers at the base of the stone. A simple offering, 15 years late.
I am Itsuki Kurogane. I don't need to hate him to honor you. That hate only buried your memory deeper.
The memorial stood silent under a gray sky, but for the first time, Itsuki felt a fairy's heavy peace settle in his chest.
I'll carry your legacy forward. That's my path now. It has to be.
Hiroshi's footsteps crunched on the gravel. Itsuki felt his presence like a shadow, but he didn't turn.
I know those steps. After 15 years, they're etched into my bones.
I didn't come to ask forgiveness. You were the only reason I kept breathing.
Itsuki's hands clenched, but he remained fixed on the memorial stone.
Raising you was my only atonement. A poor one, but it was all I had.
I understand. You were a tool they used, but understanding isn't forgiveness.
The silence between them felt louder than any battle cry.
I don't expect it. I only needed you to know you were never just a lie.
They stood like statues, the cold air biting, the past too heavy to speak.
Maybe we'll always be broken pieces, but for the first time, I am listening.
I will step down. The village deserves a Hokage who isn't stained with innocent blood.
He's ready to throw everything away, but that would only create more chaos. The village needs you. Stepping down would be running away.
The Hokage's hat lay on the desk, the symbol heavier than either man could speak.
You will lead, not as a perfect man, but as the one who brought the truth to light.
Itsuki lifted the Hokage hat and placed it back into Hiroshi's hands. The message was clear.
I will stay in this village, not as the Hokage's son, but as Itsuki Kurogane.
Itsuki Kurogane. I will remember that name.
For the first time, Itsuki felt the ground beneath him solid, his own path stretching ahead.
Legacy isn't what I inherit. It's what I build, and I'm just getting started.
Weeks later, the village had begun to heal, but Itsuki returned to the memorial one last time, alone.
I came here first, full of rage. Now I come with sorrow, but also peace.
He laid a single white flower at the base of the stone, then knelt in silent prayer.
I won't forget what he did, but I won't let it chain me forever. I have to live.
The names on the stone seemed softer now, no longer an accusation but a quiet memory. Itsuki rose, his movements unhurried. The air felt lighter than before. In the distance, the village sprawled under a golden sunset, its wounds beginning to mend.
My father's killer raised me. I can never untangle that, but I can choose what comes next.
He turned away from the memorial and walked toward the gates, his path now his own.
My name is Itsuki Kurogane, and today I start again.
At the edge of the memorial hill, Hiroshi waited, his silhouette framed by the dying sun.
He came. Not to demand, not to plead, just to be there.
Itsuki approached without a word, falling into step beside the Hokage. Hiroshi rested a hand on Itsuki's shoulder, a feather-light touch, quickly withdrawn, more question than statement.
He's asking without words. Maybe that's the only way we can talk now.
They walked together down the hill, the silence no longer hostile, but a shared uncertain peace. The village gates opened before them, alive with the soft sounds of evening.
Forgiveness is still a distant country, but maybe we're walking in the same direction now.
And so the Hokage, who orphaned a boy, and the boy who became a man, walked toward a home that would never be simple again. But it was home. And for the first time in 15 years, it felt like the truth could live there.